Star Wars is one of the biggest brands on the planet, and there was just a Star Wars celebration event where people dressed up as their favorite Star Wars characters. A lot of them traveled all the way to Japan, and they might be doing so in 2027, headed to Los Angeles in the future, where they had celebrity guests from the actual Star Wars movies, from the shows, and things like that. And not only that, if you check out the Star Wars Instagram and you scroll down, maybe just within the last couple of days at the time of this recording, you will see that there is a lot that was going on. So this is the Star Wars Celebration channel. And then if we actually search for Star Wars, which there are 16.9 million followers, huge brand. And you can see that there are tons and tons of videos and images and pictures, not only of the shows, but also from the actual events, from fans, from reviews, and from the stage. So you can see they're holding the microphone, where they are on stage being interviewed in a panel. They're on behind the scenes being interviewed at these events. They're having conversations. They're making announcements live. And so all of this goes to say that this is a great way to create content for your business. One of the largest brands on the planet, Disney and Star Wars, two of the largest brands, what they do is they host events and then they collect tons and tons of content from their events. And this is actually a powerful image where if you go to slideshare.net, you can find these slides yourself. I can also put a link in the description below. I'm going to zoom in here for everybody. But this is the content pyramid. And Gary Vee is an entrepreneur, kind of a social media content guru kind of guy. And so these are a slide deck from a talk that he gave. I don't even know. I've seen the YouTube videos myself. But if you look, this is actually like a strategy that people have in order to create content for their business. So number one in the content pyramid is to document your pillar content. So your pillar content would be like, what is the big picture item? What is the really important thing that you want to have in and out of your brain? And so this would be like a very long form video or a 1, 2, 3 day conference like what we saw that Star Wars did, where you can see like they have multiple days. So in 2027, it's April 1st through April 4th. And then what they do is you document all of that. So they've got, in Star Wars, I'm sure that they have content creators, but they also have cameras on stage. They have cameras behind the scenes. They're interviewing the celebrities on the stage. They're interviewing them off the stage. They're doing it at trade show booths and things like that. And so you're documenting the content. And then what you're doing is you're repurposing it into smaller content. Here, Gary Vee says micro content, where you create short form pieces. So if you record a 60-minute keynote talk, let's just call it the pillar content would be a 60-minute keynote talk that someone gives on an announcement for your company. That would be the pillar content. And then you would take that and you would cut it up into maybe 3 20-minute videos or a bunch of 10-minute videos. I don't have to do the math off the top of my head. A bunch of 5-minute videos. But then more than that, what you can do is you can repurpose it even more into micro content, 60-second, 15-second clips that then you can distribute across your social media on Instagram, Facebook, X, LinkedIn, YouTube, literally all over the place. You can, not only that, you don't have to create it into videos, but you can also create images. You can create infographics. You can create charts. You can create blogs, and you can put it everywhere. Now, if we go back to the Star Wars celebration example, so this is a blog that they put together on the actual, like the whole big picture day. It's got images. So each one of these could be shared on its own with a caption on social media. So you've got logos, you've got shout outs to sponsors and things like that. So this is all from the one event. And then what they did is if we go all the way to the bottom, down, you can see right here where it says related topics, and we open this up in a new tab. And then what they did is not only did they create like one big blog where it was, hey, here's like a summary of the entire 3-day event, but they also then broke it down into smaller blogs and articles where it was about individual shows. It was about certain speakers and people. Here's 5 things we learned from the Ahsoka panel, which is a certain TV show in Star Wars. So all this to say, if you are to follow Gary Vee, who is a fantastic content person, and if you were to imitate Star Wars and Disney, which are some of the biggest brands on the planet, how would you do that? And how would you create content for your event? For your business is you would use events by recording it, breaking it into smaller content, and then distributing it across all of your platforms. And if you want to go into videos about how to use AI to do that, be sure to check out this channel and hit subscribe because I'm constantly using new AI tools to do this myself for these videos that are here in the longer form, and then you can redistribute it into smaller micro content. So be sure to hit subscribe, and we'll see you in a future video.